Hey everybody, on today's episode of With or Without Whiskey, we will be reviewing Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. Stick around.
Here is this thing, try listening to me. You act like I ain't even speaking, trust me, I've got plenty of reasons why I should be mad. You guys make me feel bad, sticking to what I believe in, I'm not sorry, it's what I...
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of With or Without Whiskey. As always, I'm your host Ryan, and today we will be going over the Jack Daniel's Coy Hill edition. Just like always, I'm going to start with a brief introduction about the whiskey itself, what's in this bottle, how it was made. Then we'll go into our review aspect of the episode, where I give you all my nosing and tasting notes. I'll give it a grade from 1 to 100 and let you know if we're going to be with it or without it. Stay tuned. So I already went over in detail some information about the Jack Daniel's distillery itself and some of the unique information about that in my Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 video. So if you want to know about that, go check out that video. For this one, I'm going to stick with only the addition of Coy Hill, all the fun information about this specific whiskey. Coy Hill is the 2021 installment of the Jack Daniel's Special Release. It is the highest proof product ever to come out of the Jack Daniel's distillery. It ranges from 137.4 proof, or 68.7% ABV, to 143 proof, or 74.15% ABV. Coy Hill is the highest hill on the Jack Daniel's distillery, and on top of that hill are barrel houses 8 and 13, where this whiskey is aged. The barrels used to make this whiskey are stored in the Buzzard's Roost, which are the highest storage racks in the barrel house. Storing barrels in these higher locations allows water to escape from the barrel before alcohol does. This leads to an increase in proof of the final product. It is said that the bottle should remain upright at all times because the high proof may cause the cork to pop off of the bottle. This is a non-age statement whiskey, but the neck tag actually gives the barrel entry date and the bottling date. Most of them average about 9 years, usually a little bit over. This one is 9 years, 1 month, and 25 days old. The mash bill is 80% corn, 12% barley, and 8% rye. Same mash bill as the Old No. 7. And retail price is $70. But secondary prices are anywhere from $300 to $999.99. All right, so enough of the intro. Let's get into the tasting. All right, so if you look at the color right away, you can see that it is extremely dark. Now, I find that a lot of the higher proof whiskeys tend to be a little bit darker, mainly because they're not watered down. So if you get a barrel proof or full proof or something like that, it's usually a little bit darker. Plus this one's closer to 10 years old, so it's going to be a little bit darker than, say, something that's 3 years old or 4 years old. All right, let's give it a smell. Okay, it doesn't smell very hot. I'm getting a lot of cherry right off the bat. Like, it smells like cherry pie. There's also a lot of caramel in there. I'm getting some dark brown sugar. Let's see. And I don't know, it kind of smells like grape juice almost. Like not fresh squeezed grapes, like that artificial like grape juice drink. It smells a lot like that. That's very interesting, very unique. Let's give it one more. Okay, I'm getting a strong amount of cinnamon, but it's like toasted cinnamon. If you've ever taken like a whole cinnamon stick and toasted it on a frying pan for a little bit to like open it up, it smells a lot like that. And I'm getting a very strong wood note, like oak, but not traditional oak smell that you would get. It's more like sugary too, almost like a sweet oak, if that makes any sense. Yeah, like a very sweet oak, followed by some berries as well. Like if you just have like a bowl of mixed berries, it kind of smells like that. All right, let's give it a taste. Salud. Woo! 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 Okay, that is it's definitely hot. Ooh, but it's, oh, it tastes so good though. Yeah, this isn't one of those ones where you can't taste the proof. Like, this bottle is 142.4 proof, and I can definitely taste it. But it's packed with so much flavor. So the first thing I get when I take a sip is that super mouth-watering feeling. Anyone who's ever had like a cask strength bourbon or whiskey knows that as soon as you take a taste, your mouth like immediately starts watering. I'm getting a lot of oak and some cherry on that as well. Let's give it another sip. Okay, once you get a little bit more acclimated to that initial punch in the face, there's a lot more there. I get dark chocolate. I get, like, it's very creamy, it's very viscous, and it's so dense. Oh, this almost tastes like, it almost feels like pudding in your mouth. Not in a bad way, like it's very good. Let's give it another shot. Okay, like right in the middle, I'm still getting that grape juice kind of taste. It tastes like you took a glass of grape juice and just mixed it with like rocket fuel or jet fuel. Whew. The finish on this is probably the most interesting finish I've had. It's very long, but it kind of breaks apart in waves. Like at the beginning, as soon as the initial burn starts to calm down, you get a very heavy oak flavor. Then it starts to like dry out your mouth. Then after that, it gets very fruity and you get those like black tea tannins. All right. Now, everyone I've heard review this always says you want to add a little bit of water to it. So we're going to do that, just like always. All right, so we'll do our 2 drops. All right, we'll mix it around a little bit. Okay, so that heavy, dense smell, or that dense feeling in the nose, isn't really there anymore. I'm definitely still getting the cherry, very strong. The oak is coming through a little bit more on the nose, but it's not as sweet. It's more of that traditional oak smell you'll get in like a whiskey. I'm still getting that toasted cinnamon. I'm still getting that brown sugar kind of smell. And there's some dark fruits in there. The plum, kind of raisiny smell, that's coming through a lot too. So I think it got a little bit more fruity with the water. Let's see if that transferred over to the palate. Okay, I don't know if it's because I'm a little acclimated to it now or because it got watered down a little bit, but that punch isn't as strong. It's still there, don't get me wrong, but it's not like hitting me in the face. I'm getting that nice warming feeling in my chest, but it's not like overpowering. I still get some oak. It's still pretty buttery, but it's very dry with the water. Like I'm not getting that mouth-watering sensation. It's more straight into that drying, like tannin kind of taste. Okay, I'm getting like bitter cocoa powder. Like if you guys ever had like, what is it called? Like Dutch processed cocoa powder, something like that. I think it's called that. It tastes like if you just ate like a pinch of that. Very, very bitter, not sweet, but still has that chocolatey taste. Let's give it one more, we'll finish it up here. There's a little bit of cherry, there's some of that dried fruit on there as well. Very, very nice. All right, next up is the grading. All right, Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. What do I think? On the nose, it was very complex. You had a lot of different flavors going on there. There was the cherry and all the dried fruits. There were the berry flavors. Then you had those typical like caramel, brown sugar kind of tastes. The toasted cinnamon and the grape juice were very, very interesting to me. I really enjoyed those. Those were pretty unique. More so the grape juice than anything else. I don't think I've ever had that flavor. So that was very interesting. But the best thing about it is it melded together very well. So it wasn't like choppy, choppy, choppy. It was more like, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of this. Now let's move on to something different, kind of try this a little bit. It eased you into each one of the flavors. The taste was about the same with that kind of gentle easing into everything, and it had a very good balance. So the cherry, the chocolate, the grape juice tastes all kind of melded together very well, and it gave you that very nice mouthfeel, that very nice viscosity. The finish was incredible. As you guys know, I really like a long finish, and this one was long. Like before I switched from the review to the grading part right now, I actually had to rinse my mouth out with water so I could talk a little bit. It was extremely long, very oaky. It gave you that dry feeling, but then it transitioned into those fruity notes and kind of reopened up. Now, once you added water, it did change it a good amount. It took away that initial harshness. It gave you the oak flavor, but not as sweet. It kind of balanced that out. It became a little bit more buttery and creamy on the taste. The fruit aspects kind of, I wouldn't say shrunk, but more consolidated into one more general flavor. And then you had those dark cocoa notes, which didn't take away from the sweetness. It just gave that good contrast. It gave me something different as opposed to just sweet on top of sweet, which you'll get with some of those other bourbons. So for the Jack Daniel's Coy Hill, I'm gonna give this one a 95 out of 100. This was fantastic. I loved the smell. It was so complex, but it wasn't hiding anything from me. If you look and you smell in there, you can really determine what all those different smells were, what it was trying to give you, what it was showing into this glass. The taste was about the same concept like that. Like, it wasn't hiding anything. It wasn't like, oh, what is that? I know what it is. No, everything was very, very direct in what it tasted like. It gave me a very strong, distinct cherry. It gave me, oh yeah, that's definitely chocolate. So it wasn't really hiding anything. It was very easy to tell what it was, but there was a lot in there. The finish was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. Very long. Again, gave me some of those notes. And the water added some more complexity. It changed it up enough where I could find different things in there. So, for the Jack Daniel's Coy Hill, I'm going to go with it. I think you guys should too. I know this is going to be pretty hard to find, especially at retail price, but I think it's well worth the hunt. If you can find it, I know it's at retail price. If you can find it at, I'm going to say $175, I'd still get it. It's worth that. It's so good. It's so unique. It's unlike any of the other Jack Daniel's products I've had. And this is probably one of my favorite whiskeys I've had in a very long time. All right, so that does it for today's episode of With or Without Whiskey. If you enjoyed the episode and you had a good time today, do me a favor, please hit the subscribe button here in the corner, give me a like, hit the bell notification. That way you'll be notified every time I drop a new video like this one. And please do me a favor, write a comment, leave something. Let me know if you've had this one before, if you've been searching for it, what you guys paid for it. Did you like it? Have you even tried it yet? Let me know all of that. Even if you want to just go in the comment and say hi. I don't care. I enjoy hearing from you guys. I enjoy hearing what you guys have to say. So, until next time, be safe, everybody. Take care.